we're going to fix the pinholes in the grain pan of the Massey 300 combine. Take you along a little bit on the journey. We're going to be using a Loctite epoxy, two-part epoxy, high strength 3500 psi. We have used this for this specific application and it works extremely well. Bonds to wood, metal, glass, concrete, brick, stone, ceramic, most plastics, etc. So that's what we're going to do today, and get some of this mixed up, bring you along, and see if we can get this pan ready to prime and paint and get ready for the reinstall. So we're going to use Loctite epoxy heavy duty two-part. Thing I want to talk about, I'm going to use this green painter's tape to go on the back side of where the pinholes are, put that down so the epoxy doesn't run through, and that will hold it in place. It sets up in about 15 minutes. Of course, we'll let it set up 24 hours to totally cure, but that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to patch the holes with painter's tape on the back just to hold in our resin. What I'm actually finding, see if I can move you in here on the tripod, that most of my pinholes are behind this here. So what I'm going to do is I will tape them on the other side, and then I'm going to fill these areas here just all the way through by setting it up on edge and then letting that cure. Okay, taking you off of the tripod, you can see here, this is where it gets a little more damaged, which is underneath that steel, or above it I mean, sorry. And I will fill that all the way along here. But I'm going to start on the back side. You can see I've got this tape really lets it show up here, here, here. And I actually have real minute one right here. So I'm going to keep working, getting that all coated today. And this should be a significant, or sufficient, let me say sufficient repair for what we're going to do. And then Monday, I'm going to go weld this on right here where it's broke loose and proceed to prime this and get it ready for reinstall. So I wanted to keep my cleanup simple. Got a bottom of a water bottle. Everybody should have that laying around in their shop. And I'm going to make sure my surfaces are clean, which we've done that because we sandblasted it. And squeeze equal amounts of hardener and resin into a clean discardable surface. Prepare as much as you can. Be used in 5 minutes. Recap bottles at once with original caps. Mix thoroughly with a discardable stick. Not included. No sticks. You have to get your own. So I went to the brush pile and got me 3 sticks. Kids picked up the sticks the other day, and I think they'll be discardable. So let's get mixing our concoction. Not gonna get too scientific, just gonna kind of pour it at the same time. I think that's probably more than adequate. Use my scientific sticks here. See if I can get this down in there. Let's see how it works. Those holes are deeper than I thought. You may have to make some more. Oh no, they're filling up nicely. Filling up really good. Well, just when you think you got everything figured out, it throws you a curveball. I thought, I got some of those filled, but I thought that these little pinched areas would hold it in there. So I look behind it, and it's running out. I leaned it the other way, and I'll have a nice seal right along there where those are pinched. Gonna have a little bit out here on the old rubber, but that ain't gonna hurt anything. So I had to go over to the main shop and get some more resin, because I'm probably gonna run out since I wasted some of that there. But not all's wasted. I got it pulled back down in there with gravity. Gonna make a nice, almost like a caulk it there. So we'll let that dry and check on it in a little bit later. Got you guys back on the tripod while the resin is setting up. I'm going to turn my attention to these two bearings here. They got sandblasted when we blasted it, so I don't like that, but they still turn, and really they're pretty good. But we're already here, and I'll be honest, them things probably shouldn't cost that much. Hardware looks good. Not rusted under there, that's nice. Oh, tighten it back up. That's the trouble sometimes with these ratchet wrenches. So now that casting is out of there, and we will take that to the vise and see if we can get it turned out of there. Now we're over at the vise, got that clamped. You should be able to take a good rod, or this screwdriver fits perfectly, and turn it up like that, and then you should be able to get that over there, hopefully. There we go. Do it again, and we get it turned up. There it comes. So, rounded race bearing. Don't know if you can hear that or not. Very dry. So, just a little bit tacky. It's not running around. Went ahead and taped that up. It will work. And I'm going to lay this down now. We should have all the pinholes covered with green tape. We'll work on coating it. Okay, so my goal has been, the reason this is set up at an angle, if I can walk you back here on the jack stand, is I want these planes of this where I want to seal it to be as level. I'm just eyeballing that, I'm not putting a level on it, because that's where I want to brush the stuff on and have it stay without running off. So that's the plan there. So I used quite a bit, or I thought I did, of the resin. I'm very impressed. We're only there and there. So I think one bottle is going to get it, even though I had that mistake where it came out. So I'm going to mix up another batch over here, and then I'm going to work on, got my gloves on this time, I'm going to work on smoothing that out in the flat areas that I want to seal, plus kind of make a coating. Got my trusty stick. Used a Coke can this time, a little smoother, getting it in there, and now we'll begin to pour it out. So here we go. See how far we'll get. Okay, there is 3 layers. And I'll begin to put that into position here. Just move that around nicely with my fingers. Try to get even coverage. Now I'll do another one here. I might have to mix up one more batch. I'm happy with that. So off camera, while that was hardening, I took out the second bearing and did that, and always find something interesting when you're working on machinery. Look at this, 3/8 lock washer on a 5/16 bolt. Somebody was here before. Somebody was here before. So bearing actually turns better than the other one, but still growly. We blasted them. We didn't even take time to take them out or anything. So we will be replacing those, and I will keep you updated on that. So as I was waiting on the resin to dry, I was working with the bearings and looking up the part numbers here, and discovered that there are the bearing and 2 of these collars that go together. So I was glad I discovered that. We get those replaced. We have our collars here that go back in them. Right down here, sorry, got the camera. Have the collars that'll go back in them, and these bearings will get those replaced. And I'll give you those part numbers when I get them. I got them down here in the book, and we'll go from there. Okay, we flipped it over, getting ready for the final time. Coating the back side now. It's really nice on the front. We're going to coat this area right in here, and now we're going to do that, and then that should finish the project. It's always fun when we have a visitor in a shop. This is Solomon. I call him King Solomon. It's one of the best cats we've ever owned. He big and strong and healthy, and he's a great cat. We've had him many years, so we call him King Solomon. He comes out and he checks us out, and he does the quality inspecting. He loves his attention. So thought I'd introduce you to King Solomon. He is a great hunter. He can slay rabbits. He brings them up and shows us his trophies, and leaves them disemboweled on the front porch. That's a little frustrating, but he's a great cat, and we like him a lot. Okay, getting everything ready here, stirred up. We'll begin to pour. Should be the final time. See if we can get some down in there. Okay, see if we can smooth this out. don't have to really work too fast. It works pretty good. I like it better than JB Weld. Nice and flowable if you plan ahead. And I just think it's a good product. We've used it on many other applications. Now, granted, if this was totally shot, we wouldn't be trying this, but we just had a few pinholes, want to strengthen this area. And so it's not a cure-all. You can't take a swine's ear and turn it into a silk purse. I had an auctioneer tell me that one time. The Schrader boys over in Indiana put on an auction for us up in Michigan one time on a plant we tore down. And so I've always remembered those words of wisdom. And I find when I meet people, I like to glean information from them and pearls of wisdom. So there we go. I think we have a viable grain pan, and now we will prime it and get it ready to reinstall and get 2 new bearings. That'll be in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and give us feedback. Let us know what your thoughts are.